Welcome to Studio 5. We are broadcasting live to the Central Coast. Tonight our star investigative journalist will be interviewing the Commissioner of Marine Rescue, New South Wales. Please give a big round of applause.
Welcome to Studio 5. My special guest tonight is Mr. Lorking, Commissioner of Marine Rescue New South Wales. Mr. Lorking has an excellent reputation with the local boaties, centred around water safety. Commissioner, there are many people in our audience who are not water wise. Can you tell us a little bit about New South Wales, Marine Rescue New South Wales?
Certainly, Gary. Firstly, Marine Rescue New South Wales looks after the recreational boaters right throughout New South Wales. We have about 3,100 voluntary workers in New South Wales, and they man about 40 bases throughout the state of New South Wales, right from the Tweed Heads area right down to the Eden coast and a couple of inland lakes as well. Primarily our function is to come to the rescue of any recreational boater in need.
Commissioner, I know that water safety is to the heart of your organisation, but what do you do to try and promote water safety amongst the general boating public?
Yes, we believe that we do a fairly good job there, Gary, because what we do is we advertise primarily things like wearing of life jackets, but any other thing relevant to water safety we also advertise. We provide a log-on, log-off service for the boating community so that if they log on with us before they go out on a boating journey, we will keep them secure, and we know if they haven't logged off, we will launch a rescue for them.
Now, it was reported that one of your rescue boats capsized on its maiden voyage last year. What went wrong?
Yes, an embarrassing thing, that one, Gary. We don't like to talk too much about that. That is before the courts at the moment. And one of our masters was in charge of that vessel, a Category 3 vessel, which means that it can go several miles out to sea. And that vessel was on its maiden voyage into Brisbane water from Pittwater, and unfortunately was hit by a freak wave astern and was capsized, as you've read in the papers. The outcome of that was that the skipper of the vessel was charged by Roads and Maritime New South Wales, and the matter, as I said, is something that we're not too keen to talk about at the moment because it is before the courts.
There has been lots of talk about the type of vessels you're using, if they're appropriate or not. So what's your opinion on the difference of having a monohulled vessel as compared to a catamaran for rescue jobs?
Yes, a good question, Gary. We have both monohull and catamaran type vessels, or dual hull type vessels. It is true to say that the catamaran is a less seaworthy boat, and this has been reported in the press by Mr. Steber, who produces Steber Craft, and he only produces monohull, as you know. The cost is about double of a dual hull vessel, so there is that consideration. But the debate is whether the monohull vessel justifies that extra cost in comparison to the safety that it offers for a seagoing vessel.
Now, isn't the objective being to rescue people out at sea? So surely there should be no question of what sort of vessel you should be going for, and if money really should be the restriction.
I'd agree if money is the only restriction, if money is the only thing that we need to talk about, the only criteria, then I would agree that safety will always come first. The debate, however, is not that simple. The debate is whether the monohull is in fact a more seaworthy vessel than the dual-hull vessel.
Now, Marine Rescue New South Wales is a voluntary organisation. How do you raise the funding to run your organisation?
Yes, the funding is provided in part by the New South Wales Government, but a large part of the funding of each of the bases is raised by themselves. So let's say, for example, I was once, Gary, a member of the Marine Rescue down in Brisbane Water, in Point Clare, that services Brisbane Water, and that base has a budget of about $100,000 a year. About 60% of that budget is raised by donations from the public. The rest is primarily raised through the New South Wales Government.
Now, Christmas is approaching, and there'll be a lot of first-time sailors hitting the waters. Have you got a message for them?
Yes, very much in Christmas, and we will be going to TV advertising on this. The major message that we want to get out to the boating public is to wear your life jacket. We've found that tragedy in sea circumstances is normally brought about by people not wearing a life jacket. That's our primary focus. The secondary focus will be to get people to log on with us before they go out for a day's boating activities. That way we can ensure that we can look after the boating public.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Now, remember, when you're out on the water, think of safety first, and remember that you are not to drive a boat while under the influence of alcohol. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary.